Hello from SwissWatchExpo. Today we're going to be talking about the Omega Speedmaster Broad Arrow, a collection from Omega that doesn't quite get as much attention as some of the others, so we're going to fix that today. Welcome back. Like I said, today we're going to be talking about the Omega Speedmaster Broad Arrow. Now, this watch was released in 2007, which is going to be the 50th anniversary of when the Speedmaster was first released. Now, there are a couple of notable changes that, went on with the watch, and I want to dig into those. But first, I'd like to talk about a brief little overview of something that, a little pro tip. When you're going through and you're searching different Omegas, one of the things that you'll notice is that they have these product identification codes, right? They're going to be a series of numbers, like the model or reference number. Well, a lot of the Omegas come in a 14-digit code, and that's a pretty long code, and it's contains a lot of information within it. The first set is going to be, what collection the watch comes from, but primarily the reason I bring this up is going to be the third set. It's going to be a series of 2 decimals or integers, and it's going to measure the actual case size. So for this instance, both of these watches, it's a 321.something.44, and that's going to indicate that this watch is a 44mm case. So when you're sorting through all the different watches, a quick little pro tip, as I say, is you're sorting through them, you can see from that third number what size it is. So this is going to be a 44.25, right? It's got an extra 1/4 of a millimeter, but again, they do round to the nearest integer. This is a watch that has it's got a special hour hand, which is why they call it the Broad Arrow. You'll notice that instead of having a traditional, baton style or a sword style hand, it actually has an arrow on the hour hand. Now, inside this watch is going to be the movement, the 3313. This is going to have a coaxial escapement, but one of my favorite things about it is going to be the power reserve. It boasts over a 50-hour power reserve, around 52 to 55. Then, of course, that is dependent upon, condition that you're wearing the watch. And of course, as you wear it with the automatic module, it can continue to last far past that. Now, one other thing that's really cool about this watch is going to be that COSC certification. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but for those that are not, this is going to be a non-profit organization out of Switzerland that actually tests these chronometers to make sure that they have the precision and the durability to withstand multiple ranges of temperatures, different inversions, rotation, all kinds of different rigorous tests. But this is going to be something that you can only be awarded this certification if the watch is primarily made in Switzerland, with most of the value coming from the country and the parts either being made in the country or assembled in the country. So other watches that are made in Japan or other elements or countries around the world, and they have their own series of testing, but for the Swiss watches and the Swiss watch industry, it's going to be the COSC, and that is what these watches have been awarded. They are a part of that club of watches that pass that rigorous test. So definitely a good call if you're looking for a watch that has that prestigious timekeeping. It's going to be accurate. This watch fits the bill. Now, another thing that's really interesting about this watch is going to be the sapphire sandwich, right? And when we talk about a sapphire sandwich, we're talking about it's got a sapphire crystal on the top, right, as opposed to like the acrylic. But on the back, it's a little difficult to see maybe in the video, but it's got an exhibition caseback that allows you to see inside the movement. And of course, they've kind of decked it all out. They've got some really cool, like finishing touches on it. They add in some like blued steel screws. They've got the jewels that you can see. And of course, they've got these lines that you can see where they do kind of just change the finish, but instead of just having this simple metal overtone finish, it actually gives a lot of like beauty to the piece. And of course, this is not something that you would normally see when the watch is on your wrist, but if you're taking it off to inspect it or share it with someone else, it's definitely something that you would want to bring attention to. So come check them out at SwissWatchExpo.com. You can see there are multiple versions of the watch. You don't have to these are both in stainless steel, but you can get them in yellow gold, rose gold, and of course they do have these different dials. So, we've got the standard black dial that has, the silver subdial ring around them, and then of course kind of the flip-flop, we've got the silver dial here with more of a dark gray. It's not quite a black on the subdials, but it does still have that same contrast. And then there's one other feature that's really unique about this watch, and that's going to be this little beehive mesh kind of design in the middle of the subdial, something that's unique to this watch. And if you want, come check it out at SwissWatchExpo.com. You can type in Broad Arrow to the search bar and it'll bring up all the ones that we've had in our collection now and in the past. And don't forget to hit the bell and like and subscribe.